Exercise 12.1, question number 7. Identify like terms in the following. So here we have to identify the terms which are like and which are different from each other. So let us take this first one, minus x y square. Minus x y square. So when we are solving the numerical like this, we need to make one table, or you have to make certain columns where you can write like terms together. So as and when you are getting the like terms, you can write it in the same column, and if they are not like term, they are unlike, then you can write it in different column. Then second one, minus 4yx square. Now x and y is there, but here square is on the x, not on the y. So this term is different from the first one. It is minus x y square, and the second one is minus 4yx square. So here x square is there and here y square is there. So both of these terms are different. So I am writing in another column minus 4yx square. 8x square. This is also different. So I am writing in another column 8x square. Then comes 2xy square. Now xy square we have already written over here. So we are writing in the same column that 2xy square. When we are checking for the like term, we are only checking for the variables and not the coefficient. Coefficients are the numbers. If 2xy are there, then x and y are variables, and 2 is the number, it is a constant, and it is along with the variables. So for like terms, we are only checking variables. Then comes 7y. So 7y we are writing in different column. Then comes minus 11x square. So here x squares column is there. So there we are mentioning minus 11x square. Then comes minus 100x. We have to write this separately, minus 100x. Then comes minus 11yx. We need to write this separately, minus 11yx. Then comes 20x square y. So x square y we have already mentioned it over here. There we are writing another term, that is 20x square y. Now this both variables y x square and x square y, they are like term because they both are in multiplication. X square and 1y is there, here also x square and 1y is there. So they are considered as like term. Then comes minus 6x square. So x square we have already written all the terms over here. There we are mentioning minus 6x square. Then comes y. So here we have mentioned 7y. Along with that we are mentioning second term, that is y. When only variable is there, for example x or y, then coefficient will be 1. If we need to mention coefficient or the constant, then we can mention 1. Comes 2xy. So with yx we can mention this, that 2xy. xy and yx both are like term. Then comes 3x. So 3x we can mention it over here. So this is how we have separated like term and unlike term. Here if you want to mention, then we can mention it over here. These terms are carrying xy square, these terms are carrying x square y, these terms are carrying x square, these terms are for y, these are for x, and these are for xy. Question number 7. Identify like terms in the following. So let us segregate all the terms and we will write like terms together. One by one we are checking all the terms. First we are taking 10QP. So we are writing here 10PQ or 10QP. Then comes 7P. We are writing separately 7P. Then comes 8Q. So 8Q we are writing separately. Then comes minus P square Q square. So we are mentioning minus P square Q square. Then minus 7QP. So that we can write it over here, minus 7QP. Then comes minus 100Q. So that we can mention it here, minus 100Q. Then comes minus 23 and there is no variable along with that, only constant is there. So we are writing separately. Then comes q square p square. Here we can mention 12 q square p square. Now this both terms are like terms, p square q square or q square p square. Then comes minus 5 p square. We are writing separately this minus 5 p square. Then comes 41. It's a constant. So we are mentioning in constants column. Then comes 2405p. So 2405p and 7p are like term. Then comes 78qp. So qp we have mentioned in first column. So along with that we are mentioning 78qp. Then comes 13p square q. So let us write it over here that 13p square q. Then comes qp square. P square will also come here as these both are like term. Then comes 701p square. So we can mention it over here 701p square. So here these are like terms for PQ, these are like terms for P, these are like terms for Q. Here P square, Q squares, these are constant. Then comes P square and then comes P square Q.